UNITY.
UNITY spells unity.
Yeah. All right. Oh, well, hey, we're live. Welcome to the Wrestling Council, brought to you each and every week by our good friends at the Outright Geekery Podcast, outrightgeekery.com. Anyway, as always, I am 1/4 of the Wrestling Council. My name is Antonio Bryce. I am a comic book creator. I have the series brand Way of the Gun. It is on Indiegogo right now. You can type in akaripress.com. It will take you right there if you want to get in on our wares. But let's get into introducing the rest of our quartet. To my right, it's always weird because it flipped on the TV screen, but on my right, I'm looking at the man, the myth, the legend. He's from the S&B Network. My brother from another mother. Please welcome Mr. Boogie. What's going on, Boogie? He fucks me every time.
I'm just happy to be here, man. Just happy to be here.
Just riding the show.
I may drop some strong opinions tonight. I may piss some people off tonight.
Oh, I'm going to piss people off. How you like that?
Oh, well.
Oh, I'm ready.
Who are you again?
Well,
where are you, Yule? What are you doing?
I'm just waiting. Making an
appearance. Oh, no.
I'm trying to go to you now, Yule.
He's got a new face tattoo he's going to reveal.
You son of a bitch. I was going to go in my store. So I went out on the weekend, and I thought it'd be a good idea to get some ink.
We get Yule on the screen.
Dude, you got a turn. That is...
Hey, that's my store. But I'm actually changing location, so I should have done something about that.
All right. Well now
forever.
Forever ruined his beautiful neck with that horrible tattoo. From Fantastic Comics, please welcome Mr. Yule Carter, Big Yule. Yule, how are you?
How's it going, everybody?
Right. Fantastic.
I want you to know, not only did I watch a lot of wrestling, I watched a lot of wrestling twice. So I feel like I'm pretty ready for this.
So you think you know more than we know?
No, I just I have extra oomph to back it up.
All right. Okay. So, last but not least, he is the man. He is the most learned person with knowledge of New Japan Pro Wrestling going back at least 35 years. And he is also an AEW mark. The only person
call him a fanboy, man.
We call him Mini Meltzer. He is the man. Please welcome Comic Book Bob. Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm sorry. This is obviously an Uso shirt.
Hey,
oh god,
it's a Bullet Club too.
I was like, oh my god, what are those guys doing? The Uso super kick. I'm sorry, Bob. I ran all over you. Sorry.
Yeah. Hello, Comic Book Bob. Please tell me your mic's not muted because that would suck. Okay, let me just.
Is he screwing with us?
Yeah, he's fucking with us. I'm like, I'm sitting.
It'd be amazing if we couldn't hear him the whole show.
Yeah.
I'm like
I said, all I want to do is zoom, just shake your room.
I couldn't help it. Sorry.
I am going to get you guys onto New Japan. I freaking swear to God, if it's the last thing I do,
just keep sending me those
down your throat.
Just keep sending me those bunny rabbit pictures.
Yeah, I like the bunny rabbit pictures. That is fantastic.
I like Chase Owens, man. What do you think of Chase? You never talk about him when I praise him and sing his name.
Praise him.
He's all right.
He's all right.
Well, all right. Well, guys, we're here. It's been an interesting few days of wrestling. Obviously, we had AEW Revolution this past Saturday, but let's start at the beginning. We came off of WWE Super Showdown on Thursday. We went into Boston, Massachusetts on Friday Night SmackDown. We had some very special guests, including the new WWE champion, Mr. Bill Goldberg, and it ended with some guy named John Cena.
And I'm pissed about both of those.
I'm pissed about all that whole damn show.
Well, you don't like Cena?
Travesty.
What pisses me off about Cena is the fact that he cuts the promo that speaks the truth. You know, it's the same crap he used to fuss at The Rock for. He used to try to use that to get over against The Rock. But now it's, I don't want to take this spot because I know you guys work so hard. But hold on 30 seconds because I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway.
I thought that whole thing was horseshit.
Yeah, it's a slap in the face. And then Goldberg, I love that Michael Cole at the beginning of the show tries to validate their decision to put the belt on him by how many Instagram likes it got. Really? That's what you base who you put the belt on, by Instagram.
Hell yeah, Instagram. That's the only platform I like likes from.
Yeah. And can we just all vomit in unison at the fact that they got the freaking Fiend to point at the damn WrestleMania sign?
He's buried. He was buried.
That was the cringe fuel of cringe fuel.
He's done. He's done.
Ugh.
Yeah,
and Meltzer and all those guys are like, no, the Fiend's not buried. It's okay. I'm like, bullshit.
Well,
he's buried. Bullshit.
I think they buried it. He'll have to cool off, and Bray will have to,
come back as a preacher, swamp preacher or something.
It's another toy that Vince got tired of, and now he's just like, I'm done with it.
Well, let's because I want to talk about the Bill Goldberg Roman Reigns thing, because a lot of dirt sheets were picking that up. We had Roman Reigns just walking into the ring going, I'm next, and the original plan was for him to go over at Elimination Chamber and then he was going to win so that he could face Goldberg. And because it's been so widely known what they were going to do, they were just like, hell with it, just go in there and say you're next. Goldberg's going to accept, and that's going to be the match.
This literally, it just completely hamstrings Elimination Chamber, because it's like, yeah, we're not even going to have a men's Elimination Chamber match to see who's going to challenge at WrestleMania, which is what the Elimination Chamber is actually for. We're just like, screw it.
I thought that was weird because there's no storyline, rhyme, or reason. Last few weeks, Roman's been getting his ass kicked by Baron Corbin and then going over in the pay-per-views or whatever. He's been getting shoveled with dog food and and then he'll walk out with his cousins and get jumped and beat down and stuff. I understand that this is part of the comeback, but he hasn't earned anything. He hadn't earned any. All the matches that he had against Corbin were not for like a number one contender spot or any of that kind of thing, because hell, they were doing the thing with Daniel Bryan. So it doesn't make sense from a storyline standpoint. And then he just walks in and goes, "Hey, I'm next."
Yeah, and not only that, man, but they have mismanaged him since he came back from his cancer thing. All the goodwill from that is gone, and everybody's booing him again.
They didn't even use it right.
I don't know.
No,
he's getting booed, but did you hear the pop he got on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Huge babyface reaction.
After all, years of
I think so. I think some of that was added though, man, because people that were there at the show were saying that they were actually booing them both.
Oh, remember when Triple H came back?
I don't buy that, man.
Do you remember that?
It's legit from the television, but I mean that's just watching it from home. But I don't.
Do you remember when Triple H came back from injury and what they did for him?
Yeah,
they all booked U2 to show.
Yeah, that song. U2. It's a beautiful day.
Remember?
Yeah, that's and Frank actually has a point here. He's talking about the logic when why have a women's match when you know Baszler's going to win.
Wait,
I'm curious is Becky actually gonna, because I think that's a little soon.
I think she's dropping the belt.
Yeah, well, it's been announced that her and Seth have both asked for time off.
Yeah, after WrestleMania is a perfect time.
So yeah, they're not gonna let her keep the belt if she's not gonna be there. So,
yeah, why should she do something like Brock Lesnar?
Oh God, okay, okay, because I mean Brock will be back with the belt. Another couple months or whatever.
She could go off and screw Seth's brains out and still get back before Brock Lesnar. The only thing he has is freaking Paul Heyman to step in.
No, I'm wanting to see how they start the Brock Lesnar R-Truth thing, because I was looking forward to that. I was like, oh man, I'm looking forward to it. Because when I heard that he asked for R-Truth, I mean, R-Truth's like 45 and stuff, and I was like, but he still looks 50. Great. Dude,
but think about it. He hardly works. I mean, he goes.
He does
shows up.
take
what's
really
up?
Stuff,
does a couple splits, maybe
Vince
wins
thinks
a match.
Great entertainment, you know. It's like maybe
Vince
wins a match. Great entertainment, you know. It's like that. His R-Truth, the R-Truth documentary on WWE Network, I thought was fantastic. Like that they showed that spot where he went into the Royal Rumble match and put the ladder in there, thinking he was going up like it was Money in the Bank.
I gotta ask you a question. What? How did they not have R-Truth when they revealed what Rowan had in a cage? I mean, come on, the dude's afraid of spiders.
Oh God!
I mean, that's his thing for like years.
It was going to be so pathetic, and that's an oversized, looked like a stuffed animal spider.
Well,
but truth. I mean, that would have been a thing.
Is to keep it once you reveal what's in the cage. The imagination is the greatest thing. So
it wasn't that great.
He got in there and everything, and then once you show it, it loses all the mystique. That's why I kind of felt like there's a mistake. I knew they would have to do it eventually, but
one dude got blood on his face. I don't remember who that was. And then other persons were like so disgusted at what they saw. And it was a spider.
Spiders are horrifying.
Well, they are. I mean, sure. But R-Truth really hates them.
Okay, let me go back to SmackDown. What did everybody, from a letter grade, what do you give it? I gave it like about a C+. And that's how
I gave it a C-.
C-.
Lower? I mean, not passing.
It was better than an F. Sure.
How about this? What's the? It's incomplete.
Yeah, they kind of threw some shit together there. But what about you? What about you, Boogie?
I don't know about a letter grade. It's in capped with Goldberg and John Cena, which who cares? You know, stuff that bothers me is it's like we talked about yesterday in the random stream we did. Like just WWE stuff, like the interviews backstage. We talked about how they'll zoom in on Charlie and then they zoom in on the guy getting interviewed. Then they zoom. It's so stupid. And it's like the first match to start SmackDown was Bayley and Naomi, and then Sasha Banks and Lacey Evans get involved. And it's like they go to commercial. When they come back, it's going to be a tag format match. Oh, they deserve to have it. Why don't you just have a tag match? Just have a tag match if that's what you want to do. Yeah. It's just so stupid, man. Just the way they do business.
Let me get this from Franklin Barrett because he may have forgot this. He said, "Rowan baby with sexual chocolate in the hand." Remember when they did like the Raw 1000 or whatever, and they had a guy come out with a hand suit, and he was all grown up. But it irritated me because I was like, Mark Henry's black. Why do they have a white dude in the suit?
Didn't they have somebody that grew up as his child or something like that?
It was one of those things, but that was weird when they had the guy in the hand suit come out. It's like, yeah, I was born. I was like, okay.
Oh, it was that. Okay,
I'm sorry. It was weird. That's such good shit. But let's kind of erase these bad memories like the Matrix and go into a much more pleasant experience. Saturday night, AEW Revolution, I thought was. Although the Colt Cabana thing on the dark match previously, I thought was a little strange. How
dare you?
I forgot. Okay, Boogie. Okay, please tell us about your love for Colt.
I love him. I love Colt, man.
I love Colt Cabana. I like Colt Cabana too. It was a little weird, but I don't care because it's in Chicago. That's his hometown. He's big there. Bringing him out like that, it gets a pop.
Oh, he definitely got a pop. He definitely got a pop. The crowd was into it. I just thought it was strange, and he wrestled on Dynamite this week.
I thought he looked good. Good.
Yeah, he had some good moves. I don't know. He'll have to grow on me. He's definitely not a dick flip guy, but not
Joey Ryan.
But yeah, let's. Matter of fact, I want Boogie because I know Boogie always has like a list of the matches and everything. So I'm gonna let you run that down. Go ahead and we can talk about the different matches on Revolution.
Pre-show match: Dark Order beat SCU. That's what you were talking about with Colt coming out. I'm glad to see Colt there, but I agree with you. He doesn't make sense with SCU. First match: Dustin Rhodes versus Jake Hager. Let me just say this overall opinion of the show. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. It definitely wasn't great. People that are saying it's the greatest pay-per-view ever, I disagree with. That, But
I disagree strongly with that.
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about yesterday. I couldn't remember who said it. It was Adam Page. And they asked him what his favorite match was. And he said, I'm more about the build to the match, right? So this pay-per-view for me, I felt like every match meant something. I felt like other than the women's match, it was kind of thrown together last minute. Everything was built to this. Felt like must watch. You have to watch this. And then on top of that, I felt like you had to watch Dynamite last night. I had to watch it live. I couldn't watch it.
I watched it because I thought Matt Hardy was going to show up.
Me too. I did too. We'll get there.
The ratings? I forgot to look the ratings up.
They were under 1 million. They beat NXT, but it was
over 900, but they didn't make 1 million.
I think it was barely over 900.
Yeah, it was like 906.
Okay.
What's the show right after a pay-per-view? If there's a go-home show before the pay-per-view,
I don't think there is a name for it.
Well, they need one because they blew it on that one.
Blow-off.
The blow-off's the last match of the feud. I agree, Yul. This was the time, and I think if they had brought Matt Hardy out, everything would have been forgiven. But I thought Dynamite sucked.
Yeah.
I thought Dynamite sucked.
It was all right.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
I want to know Yul's overall thoughts because I know he's pissed. I want to know why.
I didn't like it. I thought, all right, so in the grand scheme of things, when you're watching the Crown Jewel and you back it up with Friday Night SmackDown, of course, AEW Revolution is great in every aspect. But they did some things on that show that isn't cool if you're the woke company people think it is. It's not cool if you're a wrestling classic like they try to present themselves. And I don't know. There was you said that someone doesn't come out twice in a show, right?
You shouldn't, but Jericho does
now,
it all the time.
Let me ask you a question. How many times are you supposed to use the same moves as other, matches?
You shouldn't.
I mean, wrist locks is one thing, right?
In the locker room, the agent should be communicating.
Well, they don't have a good agent.
If I'm wrestling the opening match and I'm working an arm, then the second, the third match don't need to be working an arm. When you're putting heat on, you work a leg. But they don't even do the heat anymore.
There were 3 straight matches that used a Canadian Destroyer, which we know is just a transitional move now. So why even bother pinning a person afterwards?
Well, Michael Cole's never seen it. So
basically 2 straight match. All right, there was a little match in between, but there were 2 matches in a row where people were spitting on each other as like as an attempt to get over. And there was people sporting blood. How many people should be bleeding in these matches?
Wait, who all bled?
Well, MJF did, and so did Moxley, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Moxley was hard way.
Accidentally Hager.
Mox was hard way.
You can't criticize that.
You knew you were going to do that. You knew it.
No, dude, that was hard way. It was when he went through that table. He got
that was a slight botch. Yeah, he got gashed. Well, you could see it, dude. It was double gashed.
There was almost a disaster.
All right, I'll rescind that one.
But no, there was almost a disaster between the Nyla Rose and Chris Statlander match, which
gosh!
Yeah. Oh, that
she almost killed her.
Yeah.
She almost killed her.
Yeah, I don't know why they're letting them wrestle. People were
which is why I keep saying, man, she's so green.
Critics will gloss over that match, and you know who they never mention when they're talking about that goddamn match? Nyla Rose. Why don't they ever mention her?
You know what pissed me off more than anything?
She is strong.
This pissed me off more than anything. And it may not even, you guys, it may not have even registered. She doesn't know how to do proper footwork on a headlock. A headlock is always left side, right foot forward, left foot back. That way they can take the headlock and their feet, you don't trip over each other. She's got the wrong foot forward, incorrect footwork. It looks like absolute trash. Learn how to wrestle.
She should not be holding that belt.
She used to be a he.
Okay? The only thing she's got going is big and strong, and we all know why that
is. She's not strong.
She couldn't get Chris
She's
Statlander
strong for
she's not.
Every match she's in, the other her opponent is the one that's leading. Every match.
I'm so sick of it.
I mean, like it was. I thought I was about to witness an Owen Hart moment. I was watching when Owen Hart died.
Yeah, I was too.
Well, maybe it might have been a more Hayabusa thing.
There were a couple of.
I thought somebody was not going to be able to walk for.
Exactly.
Stone Cold level injury where he's going to be surgeries years later.
Maybe a little more draws, maybe.
Yeah. But there was a couple of. There was a couple of moments where I thought we were going to have there were some serious hard bumps in that pay-per-view.
The
Darby Allin,
the women's match, even if it had been good, The crowd was exhausted.
It was dead.
And it was
a
too
bad
long.
time.
I heard Jim Cornette talking about that, and he was like, "Yeah," he said the match they had some good spots in there, but the match went maybe 10 minutes too long.
The Bucks.
No, the women's match.
The
He's
women's
crazy.
match.
That was a shit match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it
I'm
was
saying he
awesome.
said it was too long.
Yeah,
don't even
and it
know-
was too long.
I don't even know I don't even know how long it
Have an
was.
extra heaping
I think it was
pile
like
of
20,
shit.
25 minutes because he said everybody was going because the show was 3.5 hours. And he said everybody's getting at least 20 minutes to do shit. And he's like, that shouldn't have been 20, 25 minutes. It shouldn't have, it definitely shouldn't. And I agree with that. I was like, but they felt like he feels like they should have just let Nyla come out, just squash Statlander.
No.
She should be awesome calm.
No.
If you were gonna do that,
Statlander
you should have put Swole in the match and let her
Oh.
squash Swole. Don't
I don't want
squash
to watch
Chris.
Swole wrestle.
I don't
She's
either,
horrible.
but if you're gonna do a squash match, I don't want to see Statlander get
Yeah.
married because
Get
she needs
married
You don't
like
want to.
that.
You don't want to bury one of your two rising stars.
I think
You don't wanna
Statlander
do
was a
that.
little exposed in this match. Also,
Yeah, she's still.
I'm
she's
sorry,
still a little
guys.
green. Yeah, I agree, and I was. hoping,
It's hard to wrestle with a freaking paper
Well,
bag.
and
she's having a.
Yeah, dragging Nyla around is like dragging a friggin' dead weight.
They had but I mean, on the plus side, they had a women's match with only one woman in it. So, that's a little interesting that they only had. She's like
All the censors right now are going, fuck.
No, she's like, I'm the only woman that wrestled on. I'm the only one. Although you could, what's his name? Brandy Rhodes. She did her little fly thing, and Wardlow called her. I remember that. And
we're going in order.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the pay per view.
That Dustin Rhodes match sucked.
Yeah.
Also,
it had moments.
It wasn't a terrible match. The ending is what killed it.
Yeah.
well, like when he's
choking him out with
kissing his wife.
Nobody understands
that
the
was-
standing arm triangle. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody understands that. They probably wouldn't understand an arm triangle if you were on the mat. People probably don't understand. You got to pass the arm. You got to push the shoulder in. Nobody understands that. Nobody knows what's going on. I thought that match sucked, and I love both guys.
Yeah.
It was very WWE. I've heard a lot of people say that, and I agree.
Yeah. You know what? That's actually a good way of describing it.
And Jack Swagger,
It was
whatever
that
his
match
name is,
was horrible.
Hager, he didn't look like he was ready to be a wrestler.
That's what I'm saying. It is.
But he's only wrestled what? That's just
the match he had. The match he had at Dynamite was better.
Yeah, it was better.
Yeah, he was definitely knocking some ring rust off. He didn't look very good. And,
Oh yeah.
Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin. I love the start. I love that. Again, everything matters. So Darby Allin is pissed. It's been building up for weeks. So he comes in the ring and immediately suicide dive. And if you're gonna do this and brawl all over the floor, do it before the bell. And they got that over. This brawl is going on. They're mentioning it. Hey, the match has not started yet. The 6:30 through the table was sick. Loved it.
Great.
Well,
You don't like that, Antonio? You don't like brawling before the bell?
No, I just thought they went too damn long, and then they finally go, oh, ding, 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 and you hear the bell ring, and you're like, oh, didn't they go for like about 10 minutes?
Because you can't ring the bell
5 in, 5 out.
Until both men are in the ring. Both men are in the ring.
Oh my god!
So Darby kind of botched that one move and didn't hit Guevara, right? When he dived through, he did a suicide to pay.
Oh yeah, his legs. His
legs caught the rope a little bit.
Yeah, and I like how the announcers were playing it. Like they're like, "Dude, I don't think he got that." And then
that's a good.
The match progressed. Like he screwed up.
Yeah,
but I like the beginning of the match. I like the end of the match. The middle was a little, but. It was. I would give that like a C plus.
It was a good match.
I liked it better.
It was a solid match.
Yeah,
I would give it at least a B. And also, and I really like the commentary on it too.
I thought
there was another
commentary
Canadian
overall
destroyer
was really good.
though. So that's
Man,
2
you're
in a
so
row.
hung up on that, aren't you?
I am. I'm very much.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what?
You're right.
Petey Williams deserves better than that. That's why. I mean, the
But
whole
you know what's
nation,
funny about that?
Canada's getting screwed all the time on that.
You say that? How many times do you see a guy use a DDT as a transition?
Oh yeah, you bring Jake the Snake out. I don't care about him anymore.
But you know what's funny? No,
Oh, God.
Jake validates it because he says that's because you don't know how to use my move.
Yeah,
That's why
that's
you
just like
can't
Hangman did the One Wing Angel, and the Bucks kicked out of it
Sure.
because
Sure.
it wasn't Kenny Omega who delivered
Wait a
it.
minute,
You gotta do it at the right
talk about
time.
that because I thought that really was a good match. Bucks versus Hangman,
Fantastic match.
one of the best tag matches I've seen in
Yeah,
5
a
years.
lot of
Yeah.
great energy. I thought they did
loved
okay at telling the story. Nice moves, and the fake swerve at the end. People thought,
Oh, dude, that's such good storytelling in that.
So there is-
I was on the edge of my seat, like, oh my gosh, is he gonna do it? And the fact that he didn't made it even better. Let's just keep milking it, man. That's storytelling.
But
That's
Matt
what-
And then
Hardy-
this
or
week
Matt Hardy.
when he came out and he gives, I'm like, are we good? Nope.
Matt Jackson's like
God,
slamming on his
it's good
shoulder.
storytelling, man.
Whose
I
shoulder was
really
hurt? Kenny Omega? And he's like totally pounding into his shoulder. He's kind of being a heel also. I kind of like that also.
Yeah. It got a little heelish in as the match went on, but
the crowd reaction
just made it better.
The crowd reaction dictates that, and they were changing on the fly. You could see and I was shocked that the Bucks got that heel response, and they flipped the script, and they wrestled way more aggressive. I absolutely screamed like a little fangirl when Paige hits the super kick to the knee and then spins around and chicken wing. Anybody that's a Marty Scurll fan is just
I love that
eating that stuff up, man.
Oh my god! And then when Kenny kicked out of the golden trigger,
and
just punching the mat like God, mother,
so good,
damn it,
so good.
Ah, good match,
great match,
good match.
It says in my notes, this match is nuts.
That
was
great match. Let's see which one. Let's actually go more into the finale. Not the finale. The
MJF Cody
match.
Yeah, that's after the women's match that we already talked about.
Which was a shit show.
But, I got attacked on Twitter for saying the live band was awful.
Oh, they were horrible.
Who in the world?
No, let's take that. Okay.
Nobody likes that.
The chick that sang the national anthem was awful.
Was it that bad?
Oh God! I heard that. I was like, oh, this bitch can't sing. And then they bring Downstate out.
They're in Chicago. They got to be able to get somebody.
They bring Downstate out to sing Kingdom for Cody. Oh my God!
It was horrible.
It was so bad. It was so bad because that song has a lot of screaming and stuff. You got to be able to hit those notes. I know that's going to be I had a couple of roommates that were in a hardcore band and their singer, and they had to, all this kind of stuff. And man, I was like, boy, they had to do some studio magic on that song.
Yeah.
This is the guy that sings the song and he can't sing the song. It was so bad. And then Cody's standing out. And I agree with Jim Cornette here, where they are having to figure out things to do with Brandy because they're just bringing her out now. She makes sure she has TV time because they killed her horrible story angle.
Deborah McMahon, man.
It's like, oh my God. And Cody comes out with this shit show of a tattoo on his neck. This is a living person on his neck. It's like a homeless person moved on his neck, and no one can. It was so bad. It's been goofed on. His own wife said it was bad.
Nuh-uh, really?
She did interviews, and she was like, "I did not like that tattoo."
What's weird about it is it's in a location of somebody that's covered with tattoos, and there's nothing left, and it's like, I really want this, throw it on my neck. It's like, dude, you can put it on your back, you can put it on your chest, you can put it on your arm. All he's got's a dream on his chest. That's it. He could have put it anywhere.
And they said this on the Cornette podcast, and I loved it. I think it was Brian Last that said he's got a neck tattoo on his chest and a chest tattoo on his neck.
Yeah. Dude, I love Brian
That's
Last.
true.
That dude's hilarious, man.
And I thought that was perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that should have been on. He's got a gaping flesh wound of a tattoo on him. And it looks even worse now that, because he keeps coming out with a business suit on.
Yeah, it's like
now, he's got that clashes so bad with those white collars and stuff.
And
Dude,
it's just
he's
the
the guy
top
that
half.
runs
It's like
the
the top
company.
half.
Did you guys
Don't
watch
make fun of guys that
Being the
have tattoos?
Dude, no. All right, so in Berkeley, California, the first thing I think when someone's crazy is they have a neck tattoo.
Okay, so it's not just me. Okay, Junkyard done. Cody's band need to do some rehearsals or something. Drink some lemon water. Yeah, because I'm telling you, they were awful. And
they were bad.
Oh God!
I thought all the live acts were bad. I mean, some people were saying that they liked the acapella.
I like it. I like the Jericho one. I like
it. Dude, I went back and listened to it because I thought maybe I was just like giving it a bad thing because you said you actually did like it. I didn't care for it, man.
I liked it because they sang. And then it cut, and then his music played, and he came out. I
thought that was good, but they were so bad.
I didn't think they were that bad.
Oh God! And they weren't.
And here's the thing:
too many fat chicks.
Maybe it's this. Maybe it was the sound guys. I don't know. But I just didn't like it.
Too many fat chicks.
Too many fat chicks. But yeah. On Being the Elite though, they actually addressed the neck tattoo. They were making fun of Cody for getting the neck tattoo, and he said his wife made him wear an ascot to cover it up.
No, he wore it because he was doing that. He was doing that C2E panel.
That C2E. So she's the one who made him do it, though.
Well, they didn't want it getting out that he had it. He wanted it to be a surprise when he came out, and it was a surprise. I thought it was paint.
Oh yeah,
what was going on?
There's a GoFundMe. Someone said there's a GoFundMe for him to get it removed.
Yeah, I said that there's been people and
he's
been getting roasted on social media, but he's like, "This is the new me. I can express myself now, and I'm going to express that. I want people. I've been having to hide who I am in this business. I want people to know who I am." And I was like, "It's a fucking tattoo. It's not that serious, dude.
It's a red. You want them to know you're a redneck? I thought that was obvious.
That was
tattoos are not redneck, Bob.
I'm just saying, man.
I couldn't believe it. I'm listening to Cody, and I have to keep forgetting that he's only 34. And I was like, boy, you still got some growth. Because first of all, Brandy is first wife. I don't see that marriage lasting, bro. I mean, she's too hot.
I don't know. I'll put up with a lot of crap for some of that hot.
No, I'm just saying. I don't mean when I say she's hot, I don't mean she's attractive hot. I mean she's too needy. She needs TV time. She needs attention all the fucking time. That kind of shit's not gonna work. So Cody is like pussy whooped, and he don't tell her that, hey, maybe we don't need to have you on 80 fucking segments. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't need to come to the damn announce booth with Jim Ross and Tony and do the. You're doing horrible things that are pissing the fans off, but you're hot though. You do look attractive. I will give you that. But I mean, damn, she's too needy, and she's coming out when it's like, okay, let me come out with Dustin, and then I'll come out with my husband, and I'll just make sure I'm on television all the time.
You're muted.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, you're muted.
And she's coming out in matches where or she's doing things in matches that make your faces heal.
When she dove and Wardlow caught her.
Yeah. Well, she threw water in his face first. It's like,
we got to talk about that match.
See, I didn't mind that. I didn't mind the beer to the face because beer to the face, Wardlow walks her down, Cody hits the dive, and then that's the opportunity for MJF to cut him off and get the heat.
Yep.
So I didn't mind all that. You know what really pissed me off about this match is the fact that the weight belt comes off, and MJF is trying to use it, and Paul Turner says, no, 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 no. So then Cody gets it, and he's like, no, you can't. Just once. And he's like, just one. What?
One more
no.
Time.
Okay. You got a steel chain in your boot? Okay, you can use it just once. No, make it follow the rules.
I'll be honest with you. I did not like the fact that Cody lost this match. I feel he should have won this.
Right kind of dislike. It wasn't like X-Pac's heat.
Yeah.
It's like I thought, I felt something genuinely as opposed to going, damn, they just booked that wrong. This allows the program to continue. It got a lot of heat on MJF, which I thought was great.
Yep.
It's really smart.
It's good for MJF.
Yeah,
it's really good for MJF. But I feel like it's. Yeah, I just feel like at this point Cody needs to get a big win.
But if Cody beating MJF does nothing for Cody, MJF beating Cody does the world for MJF. I think they booked it perfectly.
He's shot him to the stratosphere.
He's going to feud with whoever Jake Roberts has, and then he's going to come back to MJF because you notice when they did that promo, he mentioned MJF, and then Jake came out. They did their deal on Dynamite. The feud with MJF is not over. It's not over.
I don't know if but I don't know, man. Maybe it is because I think
no way. He wouldn't have mentioned him if it was over.
But then again, MJF cut that promo on Mox.
Mox, yeah. And,
well, he's going to have to do something while Cody's
doing this other feud.
Still, yeah. I'm telling you, he'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like, oh man, that was bullshit. Cody should have won, but I just felt like I would have liked to have seen Cody win. But I understand what they're doing. They're building MJF up to be the biggest damn heel in the business, and they're doing a damn good job of it.
I'm seeing a lot of social media where people are applauding his being a heel in public also.
Oh, dude, that kid off, that was
little kid off, yeah. His
that was crying. And then in the interviews where the chick was like asking him questions and he just reaches over, he just takes them like, let me see that doll. Okay, these are all stupid. These are all stupid. Best wrestler in the world. Ding. He's like, yeah, we're done. So he's carrying it over into actual, into his interviews and stuff, and I think it's great.
I admire the fact that a guy that young, he's only like 23 or so.
24,
yeah,
23.
Amazing.
He turned 20. He's turned 24 in about 2 weeks.
Okay, so yeah, well, I'm turning 45 on 14th. There you go. But I like that a guy that young is old school and he's following the rules and everything. He's not breaking kayfabe. Because these guys are like, oh, I'll do that on TV, and then that's why some of the stuff on the Jericho cruise where they were getting on the mocks, they was like, oh, he didn't wear the patch, but then they have footage of him. Yeah, he was at least wearing glasses or something, trying to play it off. I was just like, okay, these guys just feel like, okay, well, the camera's not on, I don't have to do it anymore. So it's irritating. I respect that about MJF. He's a star. He's going to be. He's huge. They're going to get him hot, and then he's going to get a huge contract from WWE.
Yep, you're exactly right.
What? Are you kidding me?
You're exactly right. He's going to learn how to wrestle in AEW. It's going to happen. He's going to get that big contract.
Payday from WWE once they get through May.
Right? Yep.
What did you guys think of Pac versus Orange Cassidy?
Loved it.
I thought it was
the
fantastic.
best match of the night.
I wish Cassidy would have went over, but I understood why he didn't get to go over.
He didn't need to.
Him dropping it does not hurt him in the least.
Exactly. Because
and Pac needs that big win.
Yeah, it would have buried Pac, and I understand, or Neville or whatever.
Yeah, I like the fact that we got to see some real offense out of Orange Cassidy, and then he could shut the people up and show them, no, this dude knows how to wrestle. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Cornette was going in on him, but Cornette hates Cassidy. But I was like,
Cornette hates everything new.
Everything. So I was like, I disagree with you there, Corny, but I was just
I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying I didn't get this guy, now I get it. Now that they've seen him wrestle. That's
exactly.
I said this when they pulled him out a couple weeks ago, and he was they were doing the no disqualification thing, and then they were pulling tables and ladders and stuff from under the ring, and they pulled him out. He was just laying there under the ring. I said, okay, that guy deserves a Twitter follow.
He's
you gotta see him in Dragon Gate USA. Some of that stuff is even better, and he does even less. But it's so creative and smart. I highly recommend it.
And the other thing too is I don't want to see him wrestling every week. I mean, just every once in a while and on pay-per-view, maybe that's it.
I would be happy if he only wrestled on pay-per-view. I'd be fine with that, and not even every pay-per-view. Just keep doing what he's doing.
I agree.
Please,
I agree 100%.
Hit that like button. Let people know what's going on. If you're here, please hit the like button. So.
Like it, share it out, guys, and because we got this Funko, we are trying to give away.
Funko's plural.
At this point, I think it's a demon possessed relic, man, like the freaking tiki doll or something.
It's just sitting in my floor over there right now.
Actually, Jeff.
It's a special edition Andre, man.
Also
doubles for Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters.
AEW World Title match. I tell you what, as the show went on, I messaged you guys. I was like, Moxley's winning the belt, and it's because all the heels were winning. Darby Allin won, but the Bucks and Omega, you can't really say that's a healer. But the heels just kept going over. And I was like, they're dropping the belt. They're dropping it.
Yeah, and they're saying that after Double or Nothing, that Jericho's taking a couple months off.
Yeah, he's going out with Fozzy. That's why I was like, they had said that he's doing about 6 weeks worth of dates with Fozzy.
Yeah.
Well, do you think the Inner Circle works without Jericho?
They should get rid of him. They should kill him.
You know what though? They could actually.
Well, I mean, I'm joking about.
They could do a thing where he's like, he'll do like a remote or something like that, and like keep his
rather
presence
than-
there. But
We
he doesn't
bury
really
WWE when they do that crap.
No way.
I know,
up,
but
and then Sammy Guevara has to fight Jericho when he comes back as a face, and then you can have all the Judas singing you want.
But
That'd be great.
That's not a bad idea. But who the heck is gonna lead the group?
Sammy Guevara.
You think so?
He's got the muscle and Jack Swagger. He's got the two brutes in freaking
he's-
nah.
he's a talker.
Yeah, he's a hateable guy. That's not a. I
Yeah.
kind of like that because when Jericho comes
Lance-
back, he's going to get an even bigger pop than he gets now.
Sure. I don't know. That's what I would. I mean, unless he's just going to come back really quick and they've got something that they can do in the meantime. It depends on how long Jericho's going to be there. Also,
Yeah.
going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it could also they could do that, and then Lance Archer could come in and be the new leader.
Yeah, so they
Something
could
like
get
that.
somebody to come in and do that. Also, you're right. Maybe,
Yeah,
I'll
get
just
into that
throw
stuff
Matt
in a
Hardy
minute.
and everything.
I just don't
But,
think they have enough strong personalities in the inner circle to make that kind of.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think they need to bring somebody in.
yeah.
But
Jake
yeah, as
Hager
far as
is not
the
guy.
match itself was concerned, I thought the match was great.
I
man.
loved
It was
it,
a good
man.
match.
And
Loved it.
that gash that he took, and that was 100% not intended.
I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah,
You
dude.
did?
Like
I
you
guess
you
I
can
wasn't
see-
paying attention as much. On
could
that.
see that thing, man. It's double gashed. It's busted. He was busted open. He was
Yeah.
flat busted. open.
When MJF bled, I wish we were watching it and talking live at the moment, because when it happened, I was like, in my mind, I was like, well, he's about to blade, because Paul
Yeah.
Turner was carrying the blade.
I see.
He pulled it out of
Yeah.
his pocket. He dropped it, then picked it back up, handed it to MJF. Then MJF rolls out of the ring. I was like, all right, he's coming up bleeding. Sure enough, here he comes. I mean, it was a bad exchange. I always put my blades in my wrist tape, and then I just pulled it back, got the blade, cut it, put it
That's
back.
what most people do. They
I don't-
just like add a little piece of tape and it's underneath it.
I don't know why he had Paul Turner holding it.
Well, there was some weird stuff that happened in a couple of those matches, because when you go back to the previous match with MJF and Cody, he was off camera and he went under the ring or something, and it bled itself real, because they didn't show on camera how he mysteriously started bleeding.
Yeah, he rolled to the outside on the non-hard cam
Mm-hmm.
side is where he did it.
And then he
That's
did it.
normal. That's normal, but I'm like you, there was really no real reason for him to be bleeding.
Yeah, it was weird, and
No,
I was like, okay, but I thought the match was still
but
good.
I like blood, but it just didn't make sense.
There was a lot of blood. And also, we didn't mention when Pac and Orange Cat, what didn't he hit himself? He came through the table and hit himself in the. I was like, I don't know, shit was.
Was that or was that Darby Allin? I can't remember.
Oh no, the shit was awesome.
I
don't know.
can't remember. But overall, man, I'd say I give this show like an 8, like a B plus, A
Yeah, I
minus.
was in the B plus range. I definitely.
Yeah, I don't think it was the best pay per view I've ever seen, but I do think that tag match was the best tag match I've ever seen. And I think that all the matches overall were at least solid, except for maybe the women's match.
Yeah, but I thought,
Wait, even Dustin Rhodes, the kickoff show, the
It was-
kickoff match.
It was a mediocre match.
Yeah, it was so bad.
I
That was
didn't like it.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like I didn't watch it and go, "Oh God, I hate this damn match. I wish it would just die."
You know
I
my
just
favorite
look at-
thing.
or Brandy Road.
This could have been much better.
I want to let you know what my favorite thing is that happened in this pay-per-view. Kenny
Well,
Omega picked, I think he picked Matt Jackson up in a gut wrench, and he kind of held him for a second, and then he picked him up for a power bomb. That was probably like the strongest thing that happened that match all night.
Yeah.
And I was
Kenny
like,
was
From a
on in that match.
deadlift to a power bomb.
Strong.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Oh, and dude, those Northern Light suplexes that Nick was doing up the ramp.
Yeah,
with
those were
with
great.
Hangman.
Screw that.
And
I ain't taking
the
that.
fact that he was going uphill like that was crazy.
yeah, and
Because that thing's
Paige
designed to
had
go downhill.
Or was it Paige? Yeah, it was Paige. Had to go along with that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good core.
If we're gonna get
But,
through Raw and Dynamite, we got to go. We got to.
Oh,
Yep, let's go.
Why?
All right, so
I got a bedtime. I'm old.
No, I'm just joking.
real quick about before Raw. Like I said, I had I watched the Wrestling Inc. Live stream, and they had Matt Morgan on there, and Matt Morgan summed up this going from Dynamite to Raw the best way I could. He said AEW fired off a bazooka when they did Dynamite, and Raw responded with a pop gun.
Just got
And
an
Raw
email
was
notification that my Orange Cassidy T-shirt has shipped.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, give it a thumb up.
But yeah, I thought Raw was weak as hell.
Raw. Anytime it's like you open with Randy Orton and you're screwed, and you end with Randy Orton and you're
Disagree.
I disagree. I think
love the Randy Orton promo at the end of the show.
I like Beth Phoenix
in it,
but his
promo was so good. Talking about meeting Edge when he was there with his dad and trying to break into the business, and then they main evented all over the world, and then talk real life stuff, talking about his problems with drugs. Well, he didn't say drugs, but that's what he was talking about. Yeah. And then Edge being there to pick him up, and then, dude, it's like Thanos. A true villain believes in what they're doing, and when he's sitting there saying, I'm the only one that loves this guy, I don't want to see him get hurt, so I took him out. So it's like he's believing it, and I'm like, I loved it. I thought that promo was one of the
doing
best
bad
promos
to do good.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, he's doing bad to do good. I'm like, it's believable with him.
Did you hear him call Beth Phoenix a bitch right before she kicked him?
Yeah,
that was the other thing. She gave him a shot in the gut, and he no-sold it.
Would you sell Beth Phoenix?
I don't know. Did she kick me in the nuts?
The dude's got abs like Fred Steele, and it's Beth
Phoenix.
Come on.
Kick you in the nuts.
Yeah, man. I might double.
What did you guys think of Drew McIntyre laying out Lesnar?
Sorry, what?
I don't care.
What do you think about Drew McIntyre laying out Lesnar?
Yeah, he can do it. He can beat Lesnar.
I'm turning on Drew McIntyre.
I believe.
I'm turning on.
I believe him.
We're gonna count down together. 3, 2, 1. That is so goofy.
I love the Claymore countdown. If only he was Irish instead of Scottish.
Awful.
I mean, I like that they're showing that this is going to be a real match between them, unlike the friggin' Ricochet thing. But at the same time, I'm like,
oh, poor Ricochet.
What did that guy do? What did he do?
That guy
losing to Riddick Moss.
He's pissed Vince off.
Oh
he must have pissed on Vince's favorite loafers or something in the friggin' shitter, because my God,
that poor guy. What, did he screw up an RKO?
And I'm waiting on him to finally wise up and let his contract lapse and go on.
He's got a long time.
Yeah, he just signed a new one, didn't he?
He just signed a new one like last year. He's got like 3 years left. But he was one of those guys, I think, that signed one of those big long ass 5 year deals.
Poor Ricochet.
But
the Street Profits won the tag belts and nobody cared. Yule thought it was private party. He didn't even know what was going on.
How dare you? I know the difference. I just want them to fight against each other. There can only be one in this situation.
Wasn't there the thing that they said that there are no more automatic rematches, and then immediately after this friggin' match, we demand a rematch. Okay, next pay-per-view.
We got nothing else going on.
Why not? I mean, we already threw out the men's match on that, so. Oh God. Yeah, I mean, I like Ford and Angelo, but come on, man.
I'm just proud that you know their names. I don't even know their names.
Yeah, you said them, and I can't remember them now. A big
Ford
guy, a little guy.
Yep.
Angelo Dawkins.
Yeah, Dawkins is.
Rick Moss versus Ricochet was like, he must have done something to just absolutely piss Vince off, because that's the other thing too is literally right before the show started, Vince called in and completely changed everything. So everything that happened was.
He's done that a few times. He did that at Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
he did that a few days before Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns was supposed to go over, and then they go, let's go ahead and make Drew, and we'll just make it up to Roman.
Didn't he do that with The Undertaker losing at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I mean, he always last minutes things.
Yeah,
I mean,
the whole thing
within a day or less.
But Pristine TX said, and this is something that a lot of people said, that Ricochet is the toy Vince lost interest in.
Oh,
yeah, that's basically it.
Why didn't you throw that pal in there, pal?
They should put him and Carrillo together. Umberto.
Why, so we can have just one big, huge, meaningless match?
Yeah, I know. I mean, my God, but yeah, that match was
Put them in a Survivor.
Dude.
I think we put Antonio to sleep.
What do you guys think about that? And we knew exactly what was going to happen as soon as this thing started. The Styles versus Aleister Black match.
Stupid. It was stupid. It was just like the tag match I was talking about from SmackDown. It's stupid.
Oh my God.
We only got
so
like
dumb.
7 minutes left, so I was like, we need to skip forward and finish up on.
Well, let's just move on because Raw sucked.
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber, everybody.
Oh God.
I can't wait to talk about it next week on my channel. It'll be great.
Shayna Baszler's going to win, right?
Yep.
And then she's going to go take the belt from Becky, 2 belts, whatever.
NXT was okay. Just real quick to gloss over NXT. NXT was okay. The 2 cage matches didn't mean jack. The only thing about the cage matches that mattered was the ending of Roderick Strong versus Velveteen Dream, when Velveteen Dream managed to get Cole in the cage by himself and laid him out. That was it. That was pretty much the big thing on the show. And
Dakota Kai won over.
Yeah, but that match wasn't that great, man.
It was all right. At first, I thought it was going well.
The ending was dumb, though, man, because she literally stood there for like 10 seconds waiting for her to get into position.
You could tell what was going to happen too. Who tries to climb down the cage right on top of the door? It was. Like,
I hate the freaking cage rules in WWE. They need to be like they are in AEW, like old school cage matches where it's like you're stuck in the cage, you're in there until you pin one of the guys and nobody can get in.
Well, that's the concept of it, right?
Yeah, that's the concept.
Get control of this thing, Antonio.
Well, I'm wanting to speak and get on the Dynamite because we got.
Yep.
I enjoyed. Well,
let's jump it
for the most part, but it has.
Oh yeah, Dynamite.
I love that Moxley opens up and puts over pro wrestling.
We professional wrestling back.
Well, I just like the words professional wrestling instead of sports entertainment.
Wait, you haven't been sports entertained enough?
They're also allowed to say belt, and it doesn't allow them to say belt on the air anymore, which is stupid. I don't understand.
I don't know why everybody hates these programs we're doing. This is the best sports entertainment in the universe.
Wrestling, we're sports entertainment, and they're not wrestlers; they're superstars.
Woo!
Superstars.
I thought this was a very, very, very stale Dynamite. I think that based on the news Wednesday with Matt Hardy, you expect him to show up. I understand. They're going to do another episode of whatever, release the delete, and that's fine. It'll still be great when he shows up. But for you to tease that on Wednesday at noon, people expect him to show up. And when the first match on the card is Dark Order losing and as Evil Uno's leaving, he says the Exalted One isn't going to be happy. You're expecting Matt Hardy to show up. I guess they got me. But this is what they need to continue to do, though. Find a way to continue to make it feel like must-see TV.
Now, wait a minute. They explained why Matt Hardy wasn't on the show. They said that he was previously booked. I think it's on the 18th. Yeah. There's a wrestling show that a lot of WWE superstars are going to be there. Vince was very clear that he does not want his talent appearing at shows with AEW talent. So the AEW guys were not allowed to be at this thing. Matt Hardy had previously signed to go on to the show. Now it's come out earlier this morning that the wrestling show that's in Queens has now removed Matt Hardy from the bill because it's coming out that he signed to AEW and that would violate his agreement with Vince. So,
but here's the thing. I think this thing falls down to just mismanaged timing. If they had just done the Being the Elite episode, which that already started the buzz, and they had left this freeing the delete until after Dynamite that night, I think then this would have gone over much better.
But again,
but like you said, because they released it at the beginning early like that, everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's happening."
So what's going to happen next Wednesday? We're going to be sitting on the edge of our seat, waiting on Matt Hardy to show up. That's how you make. Remember the old Monday Night Wars when you felt like I have to watch live. I cannot wait. I have to see what happens. That's what this feels like. That's what it felt like Saturday night at the pay-per-view. That's what it felt like Wednesday night for Dynamite. That's what wrestling is supposed to be. So whether I like it or not,
they got the two wrestling ring match going on soon. War Games, if you will.
That's on.
Think that'll hit 1 million views?
I believe.
Think that'll hit.
It will definitely keep the big views, at least the 900,000 views, I think. And
is that the?
It's like
10th
2 weeks from now.
17th?
It's on Dynamite.
Is that the 11th or the 18th?
I think it's the 18th.
It's in 2 weeks.
When they're in
it is the
New
18th.
Jersey, I think.
It's got to be
no,
Inner Circle
they're in
versus
Rockford,
the Elite,
New
right?
York.
It's got to be
okay.
Inner Circle versus the Elite. Has to.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that when we get the Adam Page turn in the cage?
I think it might be. I think
What
it might
about
be.
the beating up of Jericho instead?
I'd like that too.
And why
That could
Adam
happen
Page?
after-
Why not the Bucks instead now?
No way.
But
It's gonna
What,
be
you
Adam
don't
No.
think that's the way it was? I mean,
I don't
in
think
Chicago it felt
they're not
that
going to
way.
turn the Bucks.
guys,
They're
man,
not gonna
And
turn
Matt was like slamming on his shoulder.
talk about Jake the Snake, man. I'm sorry. We got to talk about
sorry.
Jake the Snake because
You tell
Okay,
me what
yep.
you thought of Jake the Snake.
it was like kind of like a wet fart when he walked out to me. It was here's the thing, because he's not this music starts playing and he hadn't been on AEW television, so nobody knows what the music is. And then you see Jake, he starts walking out, and then everybody's like, oh, he doesn't have the snake. Apparently, he's definitely not doing the snake gimmick because, as we know on some of the wrestling shoot interviews that Jake's done, he killed about 20 of these fucking snakes over the.
Yeah.
You know, he was killing snakes in one town, and they were having to fly in another expensive ass snake to take. There were like 80 Damians. There was no one Damien. It was like Damien died at least. He died more than fatalities in Mortal Kombat.
More than Lassie.
and he was a drug.
But
by the way, Damien used to smuggle everybody's drugs in to different towns because everybody was afraid to touch. So yeah, he used to store everybody's drugs in. That was something Jim Cornette said
in his bag.
Jake used to put everybody's drugs in the bag with Damien, and then he would just like coil around it. And obviously the flight attendant's like, I ain't put my hand in there with that damn snake. And he would get away with it. So he said Jake would have a line when everybody would get off the plane and stuff because everybody's trying to get their shit. So, yeah, there's not going to be it doesn't sound like we're going to have a snake this time.
No.
Which is probably
he's managing somebody. I think the person he's managing is Brody Lee because he kept calling him Caesar. And that show is on the 18th, and it's in Rochester, New York, and that's Brody Lee's hometown.
So there you go.
Which is
I think that's what's happening right there.
Meltzer was talking about, the thing about Jake is he's huge. So everybody on the roster is going to look tiny next to him, which is awkward when your manager's cutting a promo and you're like half his size. I thought the promo was good, but I agree with Antonio. It was weird because everybody's like, what is going on? And one thing
it felt out of place.
I like the end when he said, never turn your back on somebody.
Yeah.
You respect or you're afraid of, and then he turns his back and drops the mic.
He could cut a good promo. The promo itself felt out of place.
Jake was the best at that. Yeah.
The promo itself was just out of place, is what I'm saying. The promo was good though.
It was awkward, and now we've got weird gaping neck wound Cody standing there with I don't know.
Swole versus Leva Bates was terrible.
Leva Bates, what happened to her? I mean,
they're just jobbing her out, man.
Dude, Leva, no, it's not that. I mean, obviously she's going to be the jobber for the women, but she was so much better only a couple years ago on NXT.
Swole?
Oh, yeah.
No, Leva Bates.
Leva Bates.
I was like, Swole is
Leva Bates got over on NXT.
Yeah.
All right, you're right. Yeah.
Oh.
She's this librarian thing. It's just stupid.
What do you guys think of the Death Triangle, the new faction between the Lucha Bros and?
Are they making too many groups?
Yeah, I thought that was.
I think what they should have done is waited until Rey Mysterio's thing is up with WWE.
I don't want Rey Mysterio in AEW. That's the type of guy
you don't want him in there just for one time to team with the Lucha Bros.
Because it's like everybody talks about in the live chat every week when we're doing this show. AEW is going to turn into Impact, just signing all the old guys from WWE. You got to
agree.
I thought it would be cool for them to be in like one match, and then that's it.
If I want to watch 4 Mexican dudes wrestle, I'll watch Raw.
There were people that were talking about AEW and like what stars they actually created. And like their first 2 champions are WWE guys and stuff like that.
MJF, Darby Allin. Look at freaking Darby Allin.
They are building a lot of people from the ground up. That's a dumb statement.
But if you're saying that, if you're saying that, then you can say that they built the Young Bucks, even though they built themselves ahead of time. But the Bucks, all of the Elite, those are AEW. It's their company. So of course they established those stars.
Well, I mean, it's just, if you keep picking up those other talents is all I'm saying.
Right.
It's kind of
Moxie's only 34 years old though, man.
You got to pick and choose the right guys. Moxley needs to be there.
Every company builds off of somebody else. So
The Miz is coming to AEW Dynamite. That'll be
Stop
QT Marshall versus Hager was okay. Hager looked better.
Company man all the way. Number
why is
one.
QT Marshall on the TV?
I don't know.
Oh, he's got a game show coming up. I saw the Miz got a game show coming out now. So I was like,
he's perfect for that.
Yeah,
I love the Miz. Anywhere. I hate him with Morrison.
They should do a Tonight Show with the Miz.
It is kind of boring.
Wrestling.
I don't like it.
That's what they should do.
Ho ho.
That's kind of funny though. That's kind of funny.
Do you guys think of the? What did you think of the tag match? Moxley and Darby Allin versus Jericho and Guevara.
Well, was it a tag match?
To that point, I think Darby Allin is the perfect guy to be left by himself and sell for a full match 2-on-1.
Yeah, because he's that dude that you just beat the living hell out of, and he just keeps trying to.
I love that he tagged himself in the corner.
I think he would have been a good tag person to hang out with John Moxley. Like they actually look like they go together as performers.
They look like they go together for real too.
Stop it.
And I'm like, I'm just saying.
Hand in glove.
It wasn't. Yeah, but I thought Dynamite was weak coming out of how good Revolution was, and like I said, it is a little bit our fault for building up in our heads. But man, I would not have put that episode of Free the Delete on ahead of the freaking show, man. I would have been like, hey man, just a favor. And of course, this is in hindsight.
Were you reading
into
that too much to it though? I mean,
I think we were a little bit. Now the Lance Archer
thing exciting
because the Lance Archer thing is AEW's fault because even though they did put up a promo saying that he was going to be there tonight, but it was only up for like an hour and then they took it down. So that's on AEW. So
right.
Yeah,
but the Matt Hardy thing and the Brody Lee thing, we built it up a little bit ourselves. But like Boogie said, you can't put that video on ahead of that episode of Dynamite and not think that people are going to be like, "Oh my God, they're going to be there." So I understand people disappointed, but he's also right about that. They are building must-see TV.
Yeah. Well,
so
in the words of Antonio, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
But I mean, like I said, there was some weak spot. Like I said, the Jake thing didn't really impress me. Thought the show. I liked MJF's promo with Wardlow when he had the shirt on. All this. I thought that was. But I like his work. I like what he does. Less tope suicidas. I need less of that from. It's become a joke, dude. People are laughing at you. You coming off like a clown. I keep hearing you're a legit guy and all this stuff, but
how many times have you listened to Michael Cole talk about vintage something or another?
Michael Cole is awful.
Well, he is. I mean, he's absolutely the worst ever.
I love Excalibur. I love him.
I
think he's great, man.
He did
He's not
interview.
the same as when he's really good, though.
I like that.
I like that guy that is knowledgeable about everything.
Last year, but wasn't that Sean Spears? He choked out at that restaurant at Tony Schiavone's birthday party.
No, it was.
It was Darby. No. What's his name? Not Darby Allin.
The other dude that looks just like Darby Allin.
Damn it!
Is he even wrestling for the company anymore? Is the guy?
Yeah. No, he's the guy that they're going to have feuding with Luther.
Jimmy Havoc.
Oh, Jimmy Havoc. Thank you.
I like
Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah, they're going to have him feuding with Luther.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Do you see that? They cut a promo on Dark about it.
I saw that. Yeah.
It kind of fast forwarded Dark.
Dark,
you told me to watch
Dark
it.
was only like 30 minutes. It's like they
only had one match.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's one thing. Okay. I'm starting to wonder if some of these guys are watching these podcasts that we're doing about them. Here's my thing. If anyone from AEW, you've got to pick a consistent format and keep the time link. You can't have a show that's 25 minutes one week, hour and 15 minutes the next week, 45 minutes. If it's an hour, it's a fucking hour. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's,
I'll tell you what,
you think so, even though it's YouTube?
Even though it's YouTube,
I do think it needs to be consistent.
You're doing consistent weekly programming.
I mean, it might screw up the algorithm.
It pisses me off because I wish it wasn't angles. I wish it was just the dark matches.
Right.
Because not everybody watches it, and then you have a blow off match between what's his face and Joey Janela.
I'm saying,
why is that on Dark?
What did you guys
put Tony?
What did you guys think of that match?
Build some clips up or play and talk over, build it up kind of like how they would do on like Thunder or the Weekend show on the Superstation back in the day. They would like, okay, this happened. Play the live match, get out of there. But it needs to be, if it's an hour show, it's an hour show. You can't keep doing this shit because next week it's gonna be like 35 fucking minutes. And I'm like, okay, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're talking about coming out with another show later in the year. Which I'm gonna have.
Well, if they have a plan,
I really want to know what the format of that new show is going to be.
Are we going to be watching that one too? Because I'm already watching like 5 different things, and I'm like,
I think maybe the reason why we're seeing Dynamite turning into like an interview show is that the other show is where they're going to start showing the quote unquote dark matches.
But they're still doing. They said they're still going to do dark too, though. So
I know, but I'm saying that I think they're going to change up Dark's format.
Yeah.
It's just the internet.
But I'm saying they're going to do dark, and then
it's just YouTube.
They're going to do at least 3 hours because I think the new show is going to be at least an hour, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
So
at least an hour.
They're kind of trying to make Dark not as oppressive as having to watch so much stuff all the time. If you choose to watch this, it's whatever length it is.
Plan.
Well, it was a pay-per-view time.
And the show,
what do you guys
from behind? So if I'm taping a show a week in advance, I should have a plan when I go in. It shouldn't, because it looks so weird we're doing an hour show this week, and then next week it's only 40 minutes, and then it's 25. When I saw how, I said, damn, they can't ever figure out what they're doing. It was weird.
Going to Dynamite really quick, they were doing all these segments of the matches from Revolution, and they would have like Dave Meltzer scores this a great match, and all these other things. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking, Antonio.
He's their friend, man.
Everybody is, though. And also those Meltzer drivers were really sloppy in that match. I forgot about that.
It was they were too far away to slop. It was way too far away to try to do it, man. It was like halfway up the damn ramp.
I don't know, but, man. When someone is glowing, heaping praise and saying this is the best pay-per-view they've ever seen, and saying 10 out of 10, and you're ignoring really bad matches.
It's a fanboy.
Yeah,
I can't trust you anymore.
What did you guys? Did you guys watch that dark match? The women's tag match?
I didn't see it.
It did two things. It was Riho and Yuka Sakazaki versus Britt Baker. And,
I did see that actually. Yeah.
Yeah. It did two things good. One, it put Britt Baker over well, and it put some serious heel heat on not Penelope, but Kip Sabian.
Right.
Because he kept getting involved in the match.
I need Britt Baker and Tony Schiavone to do a podcast every week. I need that to happen.
Over
that would be awesome.
You want him to talk about coffee?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like
just not during the pumpkin days.
They have this like grandfather-granddaughter relationship. She's like the spoiled granddaughter now, and I'm digging it. I like it because she was a lot
Tony
before, and now she's like,
that's not what he's calling it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
he's not coming off like he wants to. So if you're not gonna
that gif of Tony just being like, what the fuck.
Yeah,
that thing is never going away.
Oh, hilarious!
But no, dude. Like, if you haven't watched it, man. They put the crowd was ready to kill Kip Sabian in that match. But and Penelope looked amazing. So,
but I'm trying to kill this thing. I'm trying to kill the snake.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay, so you don't have to leave, but you can't stay here. And as always, Boogie will be hosting. The Wrestling Council next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the S&B Network. I am very much looking forward to that. We will be talking about the Elimination Chamber, and hopefully I won't evacuate my bowels after I watch it. For Boogie Bentley, Yule Carter, Comic Book Bob, I am Antonio Bryce. As always, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all at Akari Press. AkariPress.com takes you to my comic book for Way of the Gun. You can check that out. S&B Network next week. Wrestling Council is over. I'm out.